Everyone, welcome to the blog that gives everything ISIFE EDUBLOG. It's English time, and we are here as usual to give you the best. Martin is my name, and today we're looking at consonant clusters. Consonant clusters. What does that mean? A cluster is a combination of things of the same kind. Alright? Now, when consonants cluster, there are two or more together. We said without an intervening vowel. Two or more consonants following each other without a vowel in between is what we call consonant cluster. Now, why do we have to study consonant clusters? The reason is here. The import of this study is to ensure that the second language user does not insert a vowel where it doesn't exist or drop a consonant where it exists. What do I mean by that? Now, here we are. This is table. I am Igbo. If allowed to pronounce the word table the way the Igbo language was structured, we will have, of course you know, table was borrowed from English to Igbo and it became table or table. This is exactly what we're talking about. Here is Igbo. The traditional Igbo language doesn't have table. When English language was introduced and we saw the need to use tables to eat, we borrowed this word from English and Igbonized it. Now you see, because the Igbo language does not allow clusters of different consonants, because the Igbo language does not allow clusters, of the same consonant, we have this arrangement. Yeah. Now, we have table here, which should have been this. We have, so if we pronounce, this is table, a consonant of, a cluster of two consonants at the end. But the Igbo language doesn't allow this. So what happened? We had to introduce U here and U at the end. Again, consonants don't end Igbo words. Consonants don't end Igbo words. The only consonant in modern Igbo that can end an Igbo word is ma. The way the Igbo language is spoken today, the only consonant that can end a word is ma. So you hear people say Chinedum and they write it like this. Alright? The traditional Igbo language would have been Chinedum, there would be another U at the end. But today they can cut up the last U and spell this way. That's the only consonant I know that can end an Igbo word. That's by the way. But why are we teaching this? The essence is that you know where not to add a consonant. You know where not to add a vowel. Don't drop a consonant where it exists. Let me show you examples of how we drop consonants. Now, I've told you of how we insert vowels. Tebulu is inserting a vowel where it doesn't exist. Alright? Except you're speaking in Igbo, it's a different thing. If you're speaking in Igbo, of course, the word is table. But in English, it is table. Table. You can see the transcription. Table. Now, let me show you how we drop consonants so that you are not in the dark. We are not teaching something that is not practical. It is practical. It is what we do every day. Now, here is the word according. According. These two C's turn out to be just Ka in accord or according. But in AWCENT, you have accent. Accent. But most Nigerians will say accent. When you say accent, you have Ka, which is a consonant. So this is what we mean. VCC, VCC. So you see, we have a cluster of two consonants in the middle and a cluster of two consonants at the end. Alright? Accent. Accent. Not accent. Accent is a different thing. That should be ASSENT. Alright? Approval. Assent to a bill. And that's another pronunciation too. Assent. That's the verb. Okay. Assent. Right? Can be the noun. Okay. So now we have assent. ASSENT. But AWCENT is accent. Accent. Now, another place where we drop consonant, still with the C. Here is accident. And we pronounce accident. Accident. Alright? So we have vowel, consonant, consonant, vowel, consonant, vowel, consonant, consonant. That's how these things go. So the essence of consonant cluster is to ensure that you do not, one, insert a vowel where it does not exist. Two, drop a consonant where it does exist. Now, some clusters of consonants are not noticed. Some clusters of consonants are not noticed by the spelling of the word. It is when the word is transcribed that such clusters are revealed. This is true. Now, note that some words may begin with a vowel letter, but when you pronounce, actually, you get a consonant sound. A friend asked me who and who were playing the World Cup final, and I said Argentina and France. And he said, Argentina from what continent? I said South America. He said, France from what continent? I said Europe. The same man said, okay, Europe. Now, when I said Europe, he only heard Europe. That's how these things go, because we've been wired to pronounce like that. Now, what I'm saying is this. E-U-R-O-P is Europe. Europe. Not Europe. Because this EU here, yes, E is a vowel, U is a vowel letter, that is vowel letter, that is. But they give you actually a consonant sound at the beginning of the word. So here is Europe. Alright. Now, the same way, a number of words are used where the consonant letter does not show until it is pronounced. For instance, S-T-E-W. S-T-E-W. If you wish, you may say stew for your convenience, but the word is stew. Stew. So all of a sudden, E appears in a transcription. It was not here. This E and W will give you the U. That's what we're talking about. Stews, therefore, is C, 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 V. But if you look at the spelling, it is only C, C, V. Probably C, C, V, C. That's for the spelling. C, C, V, C. But in the transcription, it is only C, C, V, which means the W, which you see, joins with the E to give you U, a consonant and a vowel. So the W is not pronounced way in that sentence, in that word. So in stew, you have a consonant sound that cannot be seen by the spelling. It is when the word is pronounced properly or when it is transcribed that you can hear or see E, as the case may be. Now, therefore, care should be taken to pronounce words according to their sounds and not according to their letters. That's important. I keep saying this. Many radio broadcasts pronounce Enugu as Enugu. This is wrong. Agreed that looking at the spelling, you have Enugu, but this is not it. This is what we have. Enugu. Enugu. So, why am I saying this? The essence of oral English or phonetics is that words be pronounced well. That's the essence of oral English. That words should be pronounced well. So anything outside that, you are on your own. You are no longer doing what is taught here. Because if we say that this is a stew, and we transcribe stew, it will be wrong for somebody to consider to say stew. No. This is blue. This is blue. So it will not be right for us to begin to teach it as blue. The essence is that words are pronounced, if not exactly, very nearly to what a native speaker would pronounce. But I've told you, in Igbo land, we have become so confused that sometimes we know what is right, but we want to live another person's life. That's the irony of it. It is common to find a maximum of 3 consonants at the beginning of words and 4 in the middle or at the end of words. Now, language is not a fixed thing. Anything could happen. But like I said here, it is common. What is common is that you have a maximum of 3 consonants at the beginning of English words and 4 in the middle or at the end of English words. But if there is anything more than that, it shouldn't mean that it is wrong. Now, here we are. We have examples using word initial at beginning of words. The first few examples we have include play, C, C, V, a cluster of 2 consonants. Plan, slap, blame, C, C, V, C. dry, fry, try, create, create, CCVC, credit, credit, CCVC, credit. So you're sure that at each time you're pronouncing exactly the sounds inherent in the word, not actually the letter. Now we have middle of words in words like so. Ensure, ensure, we have VCCV, ensure. Indisclose, we have CVCC. Oh, there are actually three here. Oh, there are actually three here. VC. Okay. In import, we have VCC, VC. Respect. We have CVCC, VCC. So a cluster of two in the middle and two at the end. Inject. VCC, VCC. Right? Cluster of two in the middle and two at the end. Enjoy. VCCV. Now, let us look at clusters of two. Of course, this has a cluster of three. Let's look at clusters of two at the end of words. We've seen it at the beginning of words. We've seen it in the middle of words. Let's see it at the end of words. So, here are examples. The first is table. Table. The second is table. Books. Math. Costs. Socks. So you see what we mean? C, V, C, 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 V, C, 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 V, C, 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 V, C, 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 V, C, 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 V, C, C. So clusters of two consonants at the end of each of these words. It is with this kind of things that questions on rhyme is set. If they want three sounds to rhyme, I pick only two. What I mean is this. If you're given stable, for instance, then you are given A, visible, B, durable, C, fable, D, tangible. Now, here is a serious call for concern. All the words in the options end in B, L, E. So how do you determine which of these rhymes with the first? This is visible. The BLE rhyme, but the vowel did not rhyme. So you see this kind of question, your focus, your attention may be on the end, but actually it is the vowel that was changed. So here we are, this is stable, stable, and this is word, fable, fable. This is visible, this is durable, this is tangible. So none of them rhyme in terms of the number of syllables. The consonants rhyme, but the vowel letter does not rhyme. So that's the kind of thing examiners would want to do to catch you unawares using the rhyme. So if I add S to this word, for instance, the cluster of consonants will change to 3 because it will not be realized here as months. Months. So that's for the clusters of 2. Let's look at clusters of 3. Clusters of 3.